Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. And with me, as always, it's my co-host, Kyle, Mr. Korkinoff.
Hi.
There was a lot of jiggle in the, or jostle in the bottle on that one. But I'm not upset about it. It's just, it felt real.
Well, it was real. It was honest. It was in the moment. I was kind of shaking. My hands were shaking. I was really nervous. So it was in the moment. So
Kyle,
there we go.
Kyle, why are you worried? Buddy.
I don't know. I have performance anxiety.
You're not still getting used to the podcast, are you?
Yeah, of course. I'm nervous. This is my 14th time.
Fair enough. Well, at this point, he knows that we start out every episode of the podcast with a segment known as Flying Blind, where one of us blinds the other with a pour. And I have blinded Kyle with a pour this week. Kyle, tell me what you're thinking about this particular guy right here.
This guy right here is a little prickly on the nose, like a little prickly pear situation. It isn't bad by any means. It's probably the best nose I've had tonight.
That's completely fair. We've had some stinkers so far.
Yeah. But it's not blowing me away. It's pretty standard smelling whiskey. Basic little bit of corny or grain in general, I would say, I guess. I'm trying to lock in. It's so flat still. But it is better than anything I've had tonight. I'm gonna try it on the mouth. I'm gonna mouth this
on
one.
The mouth.
Yeah, on the mouth.
Let's go for it.
And it is bubblegum and grain on the palate with a little kick of like anise and cinnamon and allspice. Outside of that, it's fairly underwhelming and unengaging. Fine. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. So, a finish is bang on the most boring thing I've ever experienced in my life. It disappeared so quickly. So, hope I don't hate this.
So, this is the Found North Goldfinch.
Oh, okay. All right.
15 years old, distilled in Canada, finished in Sauternes, cognac, and new white oak, I think, is the final finish there. 91% corn, 8% rye, and 1% malted barley. 116.2 proof, I believe, is the correct proof there. The reason that I wanted you to have some of this is because we are going to be reviewing Found North Batch 16 here.
That says Batch 12, aged 16.
You're right, Batch 12, age 16. Sorry, my bad. I got distracted by the big number.
Big
on the
12.
Yes, Batch 12, 16 years old. Here
Jeez.
in just a little bit.
Okay.
Which is an unfinished Canadian whiskey. But we will get to it here in just a bit. We'll talk about it when we get there, but I wanted to at least get your palate somewhat adjusted to Canadian whiskey. I do get a lot of this, like, do you know the flavor of what's the jelly bean like buttered popcorn?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that. That's kind of where I'm at with it on the
yeah.
palate there.
I don't really get the
Um,
finish at all.
and
I don't get
I
Sauterne.
get
I
that.
don't really get the cognac either. I get corn.
Sure. Now,
I get a
I will
ton of
say,
corn.
you are not, and we're gonna get to the review eventually. You're not the biggest Canadian whiskey person. So our
Right.
our review here between the two of us might be slightly different. But that being said, though, the way that Found North markets themselves is that they are Canadian whiskey for the bourbon drinker. So we will see if that stands up for Kyle in this particular instance. You did have a finished product in this case. So we'll see once it gets to one of their batched folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where we're at. But
Yep. Yep.
Kyle,
Yes, sir.
what the heck have you been drinking recently?
Oh, just a couple of things recently. If you were following me on Corking Off on Instagram, you've probably seen a couple of these things that I've had. The M10 Michter's 10 Rye I had last night. It was kind of a nice little nightcap. Beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the M10 Rye. You know what I mean? Then I also had the Old Forester 117 bottled in bond rye, which is like a 9.5 year bottled in bond rye, kind of a killer. Really great bottle. And then today, after work, I had a Starlight Old Fashioned with our friends over at IBN's Elemental Elixir. So that was great. Outside of that, I haven't had much. Been a busy porless week.
Yeah,
To be completely honest. So,
I get that.
what about you?
Honestly, not a whole lot on my front either. I did pull out the rare character limited release batch 2 from 2025. Just for whatever reason, I was like, that looks good, and I've been drinking on it here and there over the past few days. Been enjoying that. Had some stinkers.
That was last week. Not that. Yeah, I can't believe you kept it up.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
one other thing that we had at the speakeasy that I remembered while I was editing, and I realized we didn't talk about it.
Oh, right.
And I thought we needed to bring it up, and what was it?
I
What
agree.
was it? What was it?
E.H. Taylor 4-grain. We didn't talk about that.
No, we did not. I feel like there was something else, but let's talk about the 4-grain for a second.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty important one. So
Yes.
So Buffalo Trace on Wednesdays has been dropping basically just E.H. Taylor 4-grain. And at first it seemed
Side note. I work in Frankfurt on Wednesdays, and
oh my gosh,
I normally, to get to my office, go the way that would take me by Buffalo Trace. Couple Wednesdays ago, the line was not that bad, and the traffic was not that bad, so I was able to kind of bypass it. This week, I had to do a U-turn and take myself back around to get around traffic. And that was on top of traffic on I-64 getting from Lexington to Frankfurt. And I was not in a good mood by the time I got to my office
Yeah, I wonder why.
on Wednesday. Yeah.
Shoot.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah, let's move back into the
But so basically, that's been dropping every week at the distillery on Wednesdays, which has driven the market down, which is good, right? It's driven the secondary market down. However, we got to try it, and it's safe to say that neither of us were a fan of this release. Um, Maybe one of the least inspiring Buffalo Trace products I've ever had in a tube.
It was fine.
Yeah.
And, here's the one caveat that I will pose. We had a few pours previously. So, in a vacuum, it may perform differently. I'm not saying that that's, trying to make an excuse for it one way or another, but it didn't wow us in any way, shape, or form.
I also have an argument that we had bad whiskey the entire night outside of two things. So I think if anything, it should have showed out for us if in comparison to everything that we had, and it didn't. In fact, it disappointed even further. So just keep that in mind. If you see a 4 grain, it's not the greatest whiskey on earth. If you want it for your collection, understandable. I get it. It's your money. But dude.
Now we potentially, I'm not committing to this being a reality, simply because I was given a maybe when I asked for it, but we potentially will be getting samples of the 4 grain and the cured oak that were announced towards the end of June, beginning of July for review. No. I think it's completely fine. I don't. We're not being monitored by Sazerac, man. Like,
right. I'm just saying, like,
I don't think anybody is sitting down and watching every single episode of the podcast to be like, should we send them samples or not? My point is that we will hopefully eventually be able to sit down on the show and actually talk about the products themselves. It's been a long time since I've had cured oak. I haven't had the original 4 grain in many years either. But having had this updated version of 4 grain, I do want to sit down and actually, give my thoughts on the podcast one way or another. We'll see if we don't, if we get to the point in, I would say like mid-July, where we haven't gotten those samples, we may try to source at least the 4 grain so we can talk about it, because it seems like it's an ongoing thing with Buffalo Trace. I'm not saying that our review is going to be like the end all be all of what you should rely on for it, but I would like to at least talk about it. It's going to be, it's going to be something I would like to have on the record for us one way or another.
Yeah, for sure. It's worth noting and talking about.
Y'all, we got a review this week, of course. Found North Batch 12. 16-year-old cast strength Canadian whiskey, 86% corn, 13% rye, 1% barley, no additives, meaning that it hasn't been finished in anything. And when they give that grain percentage, what they really mean is that is the derived mash bill based on the different whiskeys that have been blended in here together. We have a 16-year corn, a 20-year corn, a 22-year corn, a 20-year rye, and a 22-year rye.
Yep.
First and foremost, thank you to Found North for sending us this bottle. I don't know if I have to say that this is a like paid sponsorship or partnership or whatever, but they did at least provide this for us to check out and talk about on the show. Our thoughts are still our own.
Yeah.
Kyle feels one way about Canadian whiskey. I feel another. So that is where we're going from here.
So a couple of things about Canadian whiskey that I've learned is that the reason they say no additives is because Canadian whiskey allows 9% additives, and still they allow it to be called Canadian whiskey even with up to 9% additives. And that comes from a deal back in the, I think, 60s, 70s, maybe, where Canada didn't have enough whiskey, so they were sourcing whiskey from Kentucky, Indiana, to help them with their, I guess, supply. So that's where that rule comes into effect. So they could add whiskey, or they could add wine, just straight up wine. And the additives are only spirit based that they allowed. So it's not that they could just pour table syrup in there or sugar or anything like that. It was just like spirits, wines, cognacs, brandies, etc. And then the other thing that I learned is that they can call a whiskey a rye whiskey and it have no rye in it, which seems obnoxious and weird,
right,
but it's a thing. Now, how many people actually do that and follow that? I don't think it's very many. I think most of them are following like an honesty kind of trajectory, especially at this point. But those are the things that I've learned about Canadian whiskey. Also, typically they distill single grain. They don't do mash bills. They just do single grain, typically. And then they blend to create mash bills. So this is kind of the same thing that Found North is doing. So just keep that in mind. Those are the things that I know. And then obvious things are they don't enforce brand new charred oak barrels. All right, let's dive into those. It burns. It burns.
I just get a lot of caramel.
Yeah.
Like Werther's Originals.
It's that
reminds
methanol for me.
It reminds me of the it reminds me of the 20 L's that I'm so sweet on.
I wonder why. Similar distilling methods, similar aging methods.
Yeah.
I do get a little bit of dusty oak. That excites me.
For sure. There's a little bit of like blackberry or some kind of like berry fruitness on there too. Not over the top, but it's kind of like a hint on the nose, I would say.
Do you get it on the front or like at the end of the nose?
Towards the end.
Okay, yeah, I can get that.
bit of allspice, a very like high top note of honeydew as well.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like that vegetal fruity pithy thing.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, right on.
Very definitely like not bourbon. But
Yeah.
I think that when you take that approach of like this is a hyper aged whiskey, there is going to be a crowd that is going to look at this and say, well, I'm curious what that experience is going to look like. And as somebody who does like more of that, you know, whether it is from, higher floors or longer age, but just more intense barrel notes. This personally just does it for me. Like, I find this nose to be uh, more of in general what I would look for when it comes to a 16+ year old product. Like it just makes sense in my brain.
Yeah, I get that. I don't get like as much oxidation notes that I would
Yeah,
like to get, or like funky lactone notes that
sure,
come from the
sure.
wood from over a long period of time. So for me, I don't feel like I'm getting the exact amount of barrel impact that I would want either.
Yeah,
I think it's solid.
yeah. I do think that this is a good introduction for people who are trying to understand in general um hyper aged whiskeys, right? um I think there is something uh to look at from that angle. One thing that I forgot to mention, um two things actually. There are 8,088 bottles, and this is $159 or $150 or 149.99.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure.
Um, so I mean, great price for getting up to a 22-year-old whiskey in this blend. Pretty solid batch size. Um, there's some toast finish in here too. It looks like.
That makes sense because of the color. I can see
Yeah.
that happening.
2009 corn in ISC Cooper's Reserve, 24-month air seasoned heavy toast, char number 2, new wood. 2003 corn in Kelvin heavy toast, char number 1, new wood. And 2004 rye in Chevalier heavy toast, char number 3, new wood.
So all new wood?
Yeah, there's nothing actually like finished.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
Aged the entire time in new wood, or
Mm-hmm.
finished in those new wood.
At the center of batch 12 is a 2009 corn component. We re-racked into ISC
Okay.
Cooper's Reserve.
Yeah. Okay.
24-month air season new American oak heavy toast char number 2, and moved into lower warehouse conditions for 11 months. It brings a savor. I'm not going to read the tasting notes. While it took 11 months to age this particular component into the desired profile, we have worked with ISC for years doing full spectral and sensory analysis on our components. Batch 12 is an 11 component blend, and all 11 components played a significant role in shaping the whiskey. That said, 3 particular components set the path for the profile of batch 12, and that was the 3 that I mentioned before: the 2009 corn, 2003 corn, and 2004 rye.
Gotcha. Okay, so finished.
Yeah,
Or not really finished, I guess double oaked.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. In 3 of the 11 components, which, sure, why not?
I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, if you're looking at like additives, we're split. Are we splitting hairs at that point?
I'm not counting that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
No.
I'm not either.
No,
Like, additives to me is like coloring and flavoring.
Yeah, for sure.
You
Same.
know.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm getting more like wood spice actually as this
too.
nose is opened up.
I am too.
So that's nice. This is one of those that you would probably want. I know they said you should let it rest in the glass 30 minutes after adding water. I think you should probably let it sit for 30 minutes regardless. Because when I first smelled this, it was just very aggressive corn caramel and ethanol. I think the ethanol's burned off, and now I'm getting more of the actual experience of what this whiskey is. And it's becoming more inviting, more friendly, and yeah, I think it's a better experience overall. So yeah, let this whiskey rest for a little bit.
All right. Shall we?
I'm ready to mouth it.
It's hot.
Oh yeah, it is.
Cinnamony, leathery.
Oddly smoky, and I think that's coming from
I was about to say, what's
Kelvin.
this like barbecue spice going on?
That's your Kelvin. That's that Kelvin girl. Yeah, it very aggressive, almost too aggressive. It's fine. I don't know. Let me get a second sip before I really say anything. Yeah, I think I don't know. It feels like we're forcing wood impact here. And I know that sounds crazy. But I don't know. It buries what flavor could have been there for me personally. With just dry tannins and barbecue heat potentially.
I don't disagree with you on the flavor profile. I think we should add some water to it. Even if it should be for just a moment or two. That it's aggressively
now look at the technique differences here. We've got Mr. Pipette, and then we've got refill Powerade bottle into the lid. Do with that as you will.
Well, as with the tradition on this podcast, somebody is going to be slightly more refined. And somebody is going to be like, I just am trying to deal with the, the tools at hand.
I added exactly 0.157 milliliters to my 50 milliliter pour.
And I would say that I added exactly 0.67 of my pipette to my Glencairn.
Nice job.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. So as you just saw, I just kind of cut around it a little bit. Added some water to this. And we're going to check it out here.
Yep.
See if it's changed.
We let it
things
sit
up.
for about 10, 15 minutes. So
I'd say so. Yeah.
I think we're ready to go. Interesting.
The nose is so much more floral.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. I was getting like the like spicier notes, and the florality kind of jumped out. I got smoke on the nose too. Little campfire action.
Yeah, there's a honeysuckle note on the nose that I wasn't getting before.
No, I get that too. A little vanilla orchid.
do you remember that question that we got on the pregame chats recently? That was like, how long would it take if you all just fake tasting notes before the other one figured out that you were faking tasting notes?
That wasn't that.
No, we were both being legit.
Yeah. You raised an eyebrow at it though.
But I get what you're saying though.
For sure.
It's made it more like candle than it was before.
Definitely.
Like previously it was a lot more authentic, like just natural. And now it feels a little bit more processed with the water added to it. I don't know. Maybe I added more water to it, or who's to say?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's interesting.
Tastes like cherry candy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you combine cherry candy with like a red hot.
Yeah, it's tampered down a lot of the the intense like smoky barbecue notes.
It's still there
before. It is, but it's not as like in your face.
No,
it's made it
I think
way more balanced.
Yeah. So without water, it hits really aggressively on the mid palate, and kind of drowns out the finish. I think with the water, it hits a little softer, and it still hits at the mid palate, and it opens up enough to allow like this like butter toffee and caramel kind of finish happen.
Yeah,
that I'm getting.
You actually get a finish with water.
Yeah, totally.
Like...
Yep. So if you end up with one of these bottles, definitely consider adding water, because it does change the experience. And I think that might be why they tell you to do so on the back.
Explicitly on the back of the bottle, they say manager's proof is their preferred strength for a given whiskey. So, I mean, maybe go by that. But
crazy thought, maybe release a manager's strength blend. What if we did that? It's just a thought.
Can you still
yeah, why not?
Okay.
Cask strength doesn't mean anything. Come on with a
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Make it happen. I would love to see that. Just for the dorks. We're dorks after all. So
I'm a dork.
That's interesting.
I gotta be honest, with water is my preferred way to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
even the viscosity is better. Oh, sorry.
100%. No, you're good. I don't think so. It's at 128.2 proof. With the little bit of water added to it, I mean, it's still above 120.
Yeah.
So easily. I mean, it's not, nerfed it or anything.
Mm-mm.
There's still plenty going on. That if you are a proof hound like plenty of us, you're going to be pleasantly satisfied, I guess, with this.
Nice, I like that.
But this is one of the few times where I am going to say that it's worth it to work for your whiskey. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
and I gotta be honest with you. The more I have it with the water, the better and better I feel about it. Like
Me too.
I'm starting to really come around to it with the water.
For sure. This is still not my style. In general, just based on the methods.
Sure.
But I appreciate the effort that they went through to kind of create a Bourbon Nerds Canadian. So I appreciate that. There's still a ton of buttered popcorn on the finish for me,
and
which is wild to experience.
Behind the paywall at the end of the episode, Patreon is going to get a little tasting that I'm going to do comparing batch 12 to batch 10. I don't think I have batch 11 around here, but I also just have a sample bottle of batch 10 handy. So if you want to hear that and see what my thoughts are comparatively, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast from the $5 and up tier. But I guess we are going to do this with and without water because geez, why not? I do think it makes sense. We may as well. But nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score is out of 20. I want to first of all make the case for both of these sets of reviews, and we've never done this before. Like, this is the first time that we've sat down and actually separately reviewed a product both with and without water. My philosophy has always been you get what you get and you better just review it as is. But in this case, they specify that you should add some water to it. That being said, though, I do think that it improves it with water. So I think that it's worth your time to at least explore it. All that being said, let's start without water.
Okay.
I guess.
All right. Yeah.
Kyle, sure. What's your nose score?
2. It was a 2. It was pretty uninteresting, and for me, I had a lot of just caramel and ethanol, and then a little touch of like the aged oak notes, or I guess maybe the I don't know, just oak, I suppose. But overall, it didn't go anywhere specific that blew my mind. So, and it didn't meet even like, I don't know. I think a 2 for me is where I'm at for the nose. And again, this is not my style, just in general. I think that's something I need to say. Like, Canadian and light whiskey are just not my style. So take that with a grain of salt, just in general, this whole way through. What about you? What's your nose?
So, look, I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. I'm just gonna go through all 4 here.
All right,
because
I think I'll join you with that then. Yeah.
Without water, I think that it's not how it's supposed to be experienced. I think that this is a instructions included for a reason whiskey. But I also think that there are a lot of people who are not going to read the instructions and they're going to experience it as is because consumers are stupid. You know what I mean?
And so, first instinct, I get a new bottle, I want to crack it, and I want to drink it.
That's what I mean. Like,
You know what I
they're
like?
just going for it. Like,
Yeah,
in what world is it normal for them to look for instructions as to how to drink a new bottle?
yeah, and so that could be a potential disconnect, because the bourbon world's not known for that, right? I think Scotch world is more known for that. I think Canadian whiskey is probably more known to add water. I don't think the bourbon world is known to do that. I think that could potentially be a misunderstanding of the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Um,
But yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Without water, I gave this a 10 out of 20. 2.5, 2.5, 2 and a 3. There are parts of it that I like. There are parts of it that I feel like are middle of the road. I really don't think that the price is bad on this. I think the price is one of the like truly redeemable factors of this. And the way that I said that made it sound like I'm dumping the rest of it in favor of the price. But what I'm saying is that the age on this plus the price is so good. Like the fact that you're getting 22-year-old whiskey in this blend for $150 is phenomenal. Like,
yeah, it's very fair.
Don't ignore that. However, there's a bit of imbalance on the whiskey as a whole before manager's proof. And I hope that Found North hears this and they're not upset with us because we did try it with manager's proof as well. We are just trying to approach it from the standpoint of we want people to understand where they are going to find themselves between if they are going to experience it from the standard consumer and the person who is going to be curious, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that if you, as I've said in the past couple of weeks, are listening to a whiskey podcast, you are going to be more curious.
Yeah.
So within that context, you might be turning the bottle over more. But
For sure.
off rip, there are some issues with it. And we did get sent this bottle free of charge. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm going to tell you, the listener, the viewer, about it, because I feel like that's what I should do on this show as well. Otherwise, I'm doing you a disservice, That being said, though, I have other thoughts about it once water has been added, but I'm going to let Kyle finish up his score pre-water.
So it's probably going to come as no surprise that mine's lower than yours. So I went, it ended up as a 7. Nose 2, palate 2. The finish was non-existent due to whatever was going on with the barrel. But the price was a 3. So That is where I landed on it, is a 7. It's just it's very disjointed, and I can tell that there was an effort to kind of deliver more oak into this blend, and that's why they brought those 3 components in to add that oaky bourbon-esque character.
Yeah.
I just think it falls flat and really removes the opportunity for the oxidation to speak for itself, as opposed to adding oak to cover that age. Even for me personally, that's what it felt like it did. It felt like it masked the age and the intrigue of high aged whiskey and instead delivered oak.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest complaint about this blend.
Yeah. Water did wonders for this, though.
It absolutely did. Yeah, totally.
It blew this thing up. It made it almost a completely different animal, I would say. So much so that it added 4 points to my score. I've got a 14 out of 20. With water. 3.5 on the nose, 4 on the palate, 3.5 on the finish, and I still got a 3 on the price. Because I don't see a reason to change the price score.
For sure.
I just think that, you know, yeah, you probably should just follow the instructions. But again, like, this is not an unattractive bottle. There are going to be people who see it who might be unfamiliar with Found North, with this brand of whiskey in general, and they grab it because it looks good. They see the big 16 on it, and they want to get something to impress people, right? And their inclination is going to be to open it and to pour it for people, instead of being more inquisitive. That's not a... I feel like I'm being more critical of the brand, which is not the purpose of this. Because I do think that what happens when you add water to it does make it really quite fantastic.
Yeah, it's 2 completely different experiences. My score is doubled. My score is doubled almost. I went from a 7 to a 12.
I mean, that's crazy.
So that's like, to me, if you're so confident in your manager's strength and your manager's proof, by all means, please follow your heart and put that in the bottle. Just because it goes to show you, just based on our experience, that we agree with you, and clearly you know what you're talking about as the manager, and you know what you're doing as a blender. Like, clearly, like, sometimes the customer is not always right, and that begging for cask strength is not always the correct answer. I think you nailed it with the manager's proof. It made it way better and more enjoyable, and it made a bourbon fan interested in a Canadian whiskey, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I said nose 3, palate 3.5, finish 2.5, and then the price was a 3 still. So yeah, it became exponentially better for me. And those are my notes. Simply just follow your heart.
You know what's funny too, and I mean this sincerely. This is not just because it was sent to us. This is a recommend. Like, I would be interested in people picking this up. I would be interested in people trying this out. I don't think that for the experience, it's something that is so out of your way that you would feel inconvenienced by it. It's not terribly expensive. We've given whiskeys that are higher priced, higher scores too. I think the experience on this is why we gave it a slightly lower score. But even still, that's relative. All that being said, though, check it out. I mean, I still give it a 14. Like, with water added. Like, and Kyle gave it a 12. Like,
yeah,
in most cases, like that's like a hearty recommend.
Yeah.
Like that is something where I am saying, like, I'm gonna pick up multiple bottles of it.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm, I got this one for free. If I have to add a few drops of water to it to enjoy it slightly more, I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
that's no skin off my nose.
Yeah, and adding water, you're getting more whiskey per dollar at that point, or you're extending your dollar.
Of it too. That is the other part of it too.
So it makes the value even higher. So potentially, I could almost go price at a 4 because if I'm adding water, what I mean, then it becomes more valuable.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah. And my reason for going for 3 is just because of the discrepancy between like the value. It's the value of it. And again, right. It's like, do we call that category price or value? And
sure. Yeah.
It's something that I've gone back and forth on for the past 8 years of this show.
Yep.
I can't ignore it. I can't stop, debating it. But regardless,
because it contextually means different things, and it flexes depending on the product.
Yep.
So 100%. It is what it is.
So, check it out. Let us know what you think.
Check it out.
Also, thank you to Found North for sending us
thank you.
We appreciate you. We're going to move on to our segments for the back half of the podcast, where you can participate in some of them. The first one is Barrel Rings, where you can send us a voicemail or you can send us a text message right from your phone. Sorry,
that's how they do it.
I'm burping up barbecue sauce.
I wonder why.
Who's to say? The phone number for that, though, is 859-428-8253. Send us a text message. Leave us a voicemail. We will listen to it or read it out on the show. This one comes from a secret admirer.
Okay.
They said, PSA, EW12 is red, EW250th is blue, Blanton's is for bug chugs, and Weller SR is too. Actually, they put love Andy, but
well, the moment it said PSA, you know who it was from.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He also said, "Oh yeah," and Elmer, he's still in the freezer. There's something about Elmer being in the freezer that makes me think about like Walt Disney. And in like 20, 30 years, maybe we're going to see Elmer T. Lee get revived by Buffalo Trace for a bourbon revolution?
No. Oh no.
I mean, why
Put Mickey
not?
Mouse ears on him. Yeah, why not?
He's mad. He's just so pissed off. He's in that one, you know, the cryogenic rick house at Buffalo Trace.
He's in there.
He's in a barrel, just like crunched in.
Yeah. Yeah, and in 300 years, he becomes the time capsule and he breaks out. And then he rules Buffalo Trace once again. And he creates Harlan Wheatley. That becomes the elite bottle is Harlan Wheatley.
Elmer T. Lee has always been like the person who has been in charge of, like, he is Harlan Wheatley, he is George T. Stagg, he is Colonel Taylor.
Yeah.
I love this. This is a great through line that you know, we'll look into it a little bit further. We'll try to figure something out eventually. High proof hot takes.
That's bourbon.
That's bourbon.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have some bourbon.
Poured some bourbon. Oh, yeah, man. I just poured a Four Roses single barrel. Dang, man. How good that was. Heck yeah. OBSF. Oh, 10-year. Oh, no, 9-year, 8-month. But whatever.
I'm just gonna have some rare breed.
Yeah, dude.
Why not?
Surprised you're not going for a knob. Give me the knob.
I think I might be out. I see that bottle back here, and it's actually empty.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Just for display. Next topic. Next. Hello. Please stop. Next segment on the show is high proof hot takes.
Yes.
Where things have been bugging us, and we have to tell you about it because we can't keep it inside any longer.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, what do you have to tell the people about that you've been bugging about this past week?
I've been seeing some. So this has been the week of the gold foil, I believe, if not maybe last week.
It's been the week of the gold foil.
Yeah. So I just want people to, yes, it's a $400 bottle. Sometimes bottles are not meant for you. And sometimes they're not meant for me. And sometimes $400 bottles are not meant for us because we don't need to spend that much money on a bottle of whiskey. And that's okay. And sometimes you can save up $400 and buy a single bottle if it matters that much to you. And that's okay too. I think pocket watching and hating on distilleries is a crazy concept. You do you, don't pocket watch it, don't hate on the process, because if it didn't sell out, then they drop that price, right? I think
so. I think it's one thing to complain about a distillery.
Yeah.
I think that there is some warrant on the people who are complaining about the price based on the parent company. However, I am with you, and I think it's getting overblown, and I am tired. And I just don't care anymore. My least favorite comment, on every Coming Whiskey post is, great, another bottle I'm never going to see.
Right.
You're so funny. You're so original.
Yeah.
You know who cares? Nobody. Not one. Just stop, man. Do you want to know when this conversation ended for me?
Tell me.
The first release of Pride of Anderson County.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would change a perspective. Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just don't care. Like,
yeah.
There's things like Double Eagle very rare. Like, am I ever going to be able to afford that? No.
Why they're not made for us.
No, they're not. No. You and I could maybe split one of the gold foils. Maybe.
Yeah, if we really committed to it. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like we have to plan for it.
Right.
We have to think about it. But we also don't have to sit and watch people online who are buying them and go, must be nice.
Right.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
It's the issue with the influencer era of the culture. It is what it is.
Your opinion doesn't always matter. Your opinion doesn't always matter. We say on a podcast about
right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we are the problem, but also, like, maybe also, like, I don't know. It's not that bit. To a degree. It's not that. It's not that serious. Like, completely honest. Once these become as uninteresting as, let's say, like, Kentucky Owl, then, like, because Kentucky Owl has $400 and $500 bottles, and those sat forever at every liquor store.
True.
Once it became a certain point in time, those would sit.
But do you think that the curve of interest is going to peak as abruptly with this new Wild Turkey series in the way that it did with Kentucky Owl products?
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean?
It depends on what comes next, right? So if they follow it up with a 12-year at $400, yeah, probably. I think it could easily cause some rift in the excitement and interest. However, I think Wild Turkey's name and their proven track record of quality over decades keeps them in the game, and they're able to live off of this potentially for a few more rounds. We'll see how long this lasts. I was shocked that they were able to get Master's Keep rolling that way for as long as they did at the price point they did. Because when is the last time a Master's Keep was in someone's top 3 of a year? Top 5.
I
top
don't remember.
10. I don't like.
I don't
you
remember.
could, like, some people had Beacon in their top 10, and maybe it's just because it was one of the, like, main ones they were able to get. But
even the Bottled and Bond,
to me, I didn't think it was as incredible as some people made it out to be.
No.
The Bottled and Bond was probably the last, like, absolute hitter, right?
I have a really hot take about the Bottled and Bond.
Ooh, hit it. This is
I
your
think
high proof hot take.
I think that it did not oxidize well. I think
Mm.
that it was great on first crack, but I think that once it opened up, it was really sour oak.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
it and that's from having had my own personal bottle and tried from other bottles
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
that I just don't know if I don't know if it was the lot that I tried. I don't know if it was the barrels that they pulled from, or even honestly the proof. Like I know that sounds stupid, but maybe there is something about like 100 versus 101 proof with Wild Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think that um the Turkey 17-year bottled and bond Master's Keep holds up as well as some of the other Master's Keeps do. I
Interesting.
I I think even like Decades is a better Master's
Mm-hmm.
Keep release. And I would argue that that's maybe one of the weaker
Yeah,
releases.
I'm with
Um,
that.
so I that might be one of my like I don't normally do bourbon high proof hot takes, but that would that's one of my more one of my more insane ones, I guess.
No, I don't think that's insane at all. Because also, um, this might be another one. I think Wild Turkey in general has been uh super hit or miss in their
Yeah.
LTOs. Like
Yeah.
extremely hit or miss in their LTOs. I just had the single Rick House. I think it was Rick Camp Nelson B. It's the one that Chad has.
I haven't liked any
I
of
did
the
not
single
like
Rick
that
House.
at all. I did not like it at all. I thought
I
it
haven't liked
was
any of them.
flat and
Yeah.
bitter.
I think they've been hot. I think they've been uninteresting. I think I've had 3. Um just there's something that I've said over the past few years when we've gotten to the point of our best of episodes where I say that everything that I put on my best of is everything that I've had. And if I've left it off, it's because I either don't want to talk about it or I haven't had it. And I just don't have enough good things to say about the single Rick House because I think that those are the biggest cash grab beyond the 13-year release for no reason. Because it was the
Yeah,
13
tell me.
year and then
Yeah,
the 13-year came first, right?
right.
And then
Yep.
the single Rick House came out. And
Yeah.
I think that they were just trying to put out another LTO
Right.
that gave them something within within the same bracket, I guess.
Yeah.
That would
But it, like the issue is that what is it? What is single Rick House?
it's not. I mean, it's arguably
Okay,
nothing.
you
But at
pulled
the
from
same
a
time, like if you think about it, it is something. but it's only something to people who are bourbon consumers, right?
Right. But you're not even telling me how old it is.
No,
So
100%.
so like that's
100%.
what I'm leaning into. Like that's what makes it such a bad LTO is that you're not
No, I
even
think it's
telling me how old
I
it
think
is.
it's pointless.
You're not
100% pointless.
I'll buy like I'll buy rare breed instead of this until you tell me like what makes this important outside of your rickhouse terroir.
Yeah.
But again, it's not made for me. So that's going back to my initial high proof hot take. Some bottles aren't made for you, and that's okay. We don't have to like make a big deal out of it. So gold foil maybe is not made for you or me, and that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I'm not going to yes. Tips and bits.
All right.
things that we've been watching, reading, listening to, enjoying that we want you to also check out because we think it's going to enrich your life in one way or another because they've helped us out somehow. Kyle,
Yes.
what you got for the tips and bits this week?
I think everyone should go back and watch the last 15 laps of this past Indy 500. And if not that, the last two. I think the end of that race is one of the most legendary races of all time. The finish is 100% the most legendary finish of all time. You have to go watch that. You have to see it. There's nothing more magical than what happened at that track that day. Even if you're not into racing, even if you're not into sports, I think just the insanity of what happened is valuable to go watch just to see what the heck happened. So go check that out. Oh, yeah. Perry took a hit of the good. You all right, bud?
It
Nope.
tastes like sour peanut butter. So while I was sitting in traffic on the way to my office in Frankfurt, I was flipping through Sirius XM channels, and I landed on Sirius XMU, which is one of the alternative channels, and I've been bad about listening to new music or music that is unfamiliar to me recently. But this song caught my ear, I guess. And I was just like, inject this into my veins. Like, I need more of this. And it's this song called Sand by Swap Meet. And the first instinct that I had, and it's not even entirely representative of the song, and probably not even entirely representative of the band, but the first instinct that I had when I was listening to it was like a Wes Anderson movie. And I love Wes Anderson movies. Like, just sitting down and maybe getting a little bit high, and enjoying the visuals of that specific color palette that Wes Anderson uses. And I just was like, let this like soft kind of modern indie rock get injected into my veins. Like I was so happy in that moment. And beyond like, I want people to go and listen to this song. Just stop for 2 seconds and listen to music that is not your comfort music, I think. Because I do so much of that where I'm like, I just want to only exist within what makes me happy, because I think that's the only thing that I can relate to. But then I go and I be even slightly explorative. I'm like, oh, there's this massive world of music out there. And I enjoy it so much. So Sand by Swap Meet. Go listen to it. Maybe we'll catch up with him at Bourbon and Beyond one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. That does it. That's an episode.
That's it, dude. That's
Kyle.
It. What?
Where are you on social media?
I'm corking off. I'm at corking off everywhere, wherever you want to cork off. I'm there. I'm out there corking off. You can come cork off with me at corking off. That's about it.
Show people what it's like to cork off with you.
Oh, yeah. So and that's about it.
Beautiful, man. That was
Thank you.
Spectacular.
Probably my best work yet.
The show is at My Bourbon Pod. I'm at P Ritter 1792. Support the show. Patreon.com/ My Bourbon Podcast.
Yeah.
It was the mouth movements that really just threw me off more than anything. You have questions, you have comments, send them to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You want to check out all of our apparel and merchandise. You want to get a hat, you want to get a shirt, you want to get a sticker, you want to get a skateboard. This is my bourbon shop. No, wait, bourbonshop.threadless.com. That's what it is. You have the opportunity to send us a voicemail or a text message. That's open forever until we close it and we just say you're done. 859-428-8253. 859-428-8253. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you, just like Andy did. He's our good boy. I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out Hag Dog.
We've also got the P.O. Box. P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky, 40522. Send us samples, non-perishable food items. Please no hot dogs. I'll be upset.
Please. But send Perry a can of beans.
Or mustard.
Yeah, do it. Can of beans
Just
and mustard. Just make it happen. Can of beans and mustard.
Send me... and I'll eat it on the 4th of July. I will go live on the 4th of July if you send me your favorite can of beans and your favorite mustard, and I will eat a spoonful of each.
And honestly, if we get more than 3, he will have to do an episode of it where he is doing them each blind. I will be there and I will create the bean mustard combination and I will feed it to him. Literally blindfolded. This will happen.
We'll raise money for Alzheimer's research.
Love it.
Perfect. Actually, we should get this going. I don't see why not.
I'm into it.
Yeah, we've got a month to go. We're gonna do this.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
send your
dumbest thing we've
favorite
ever
or
done.
not favorite. Send your favorite or least favorite bean and mustard combination.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And then last but not least, leave us a 5-star rating and review on your podcast app of choice. Usually it's the Apple Podcast app that I check.
Yeah.
But
So this week I have a challenge for you guys to put out a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, and the comment should just say beans. So we'll know if you did it. Thank
beautiful. We'll see you next week. Look, next week we have a review we are obligated to do. I'm not going to say it out loud. Video watchers, you see it. Audio listeners, love you to death. I'm going to make it a little bit interesting so that we can at least enjoy ourselves while it's happening. We're going to do a pairing with it.
All right. I'm down for this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. But that's
it's
next
beans
week.
and mustard.
Let's go. We'll see you next time. Until then, though, I'm Perry.
And I'm Beans.
And this is my Beans podcast.